Just dot your I's, cross your T's. I can't get any, more simpler than that. Dot your I's, cross your T's. So this is where my challenge began. So I had to get back to Mexico within 180 days. I told you guys that I went to Guadalajara to boycott winter. That was where I was going to get residency. And the challenge was the day I was supposed to leave, I got sick that week. I could not leave. I had to delay my trip. It was during the holidays, so you could only imagine there was things going on. um, and so even though I made it into Mexico within the 180 days, and I was able to get to the immigration office, the appointment they scheduled me was outside of the 180-day window. I didn't know that was going to be a problem. They saw all my paperwork. I'm thinking, okay, fine, I'm going to be here for a while, so it's all good. Well, it wasn't all good. Nope, it wasn't all good at all. And mind you, I'm doing this myself. I did this whole process DIY with only really being able to read some Spanish, speak very basic phrases. And I decided to do this myself. I said, if I'm going to be a resident of a country, I want to know what the bureaucracy is like. I want to know, like, if I can navigate through this system or learn how to navigate through the system. And also, practice my Spanish. Had I known that the immigration office, the reason why it took so long for me to get my appointment, because once you get to immigration, you have to set up another appointment. Well, this was in Guadalajara. Other immigration offices, you could do it the same day, but Guadalajara, they were scheduling appointments. Usually the appointments wouldn't be so delayed, but I didn't know that the offices in Mexico, in Guadalajara, mostly all of Mexico, closed for like 2 weeks for the holidays. So from let's just say December 15th to January 3rd, the immigration offices were closed. There was a backlog of appointments that were needed. And so my appointment, remember, it would have expired January 10th. August, September, October, November, December, February 10th. Sorry, February 10th. My appointment was for like February 18th, which I was fine with because I don't have I'm boycotting winter, right? So I was good with that. I didn't know that I needed to have that appointment before February 10th. So when I come to my appointment, all paperwork is correct. I gave the money to pay because you have to pay. And I'll go over the cost and everything in another video because I'm going to try to wrap this up within the next couple of minutes. But when I went to go pay, the lady comes back and she's like, no, no, no. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The card works. Like, she's like, no, no, no. I can't. No card, like no carte. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so she's not really saying much else. It's just she's shaking her head. Lo and behold, someone helped me out with the language, and because she then started speaking super duper fast, and he was saying that they had to send my documents off to the main government agency because technically my visa expired. I was technically on an expired visa. But I'm thinking, I did everything I was supposed to do. You should not have given me an appointment. They had to write all this information down, like the day that I got my visa, the day this is all on a document. So unfortunately, luckily, I still ended up getting my visa, but I didn't get it for almost 3 weeks. No, it took 2.5 weeks. March 1st. So whatever that was. So it was March 1st that I ultimately got my visa, when I thought I was going to walk out that same day with the visa. And so word to the wise, just I would not recommend going to finalize your visa during major holidays. I heard that, well, last year they shortened the time that the offices will be closed, but that could change this year. Like, there's a new president. um, who knows? And it could change next year. So they really take the Christmas holiday season very serious. And even if the offices are open, you better believe those people don't want to be there. They don't want to be there, and it's probably a limited staff. So I would recommend you trying to stay away from the holidays. And yeah, wow, I don't know what you were wowing, but let's say 850. But it was a wow situation. But definitely stay away from the holidays, and look up what the Mexican holidays are, because there are holidays that they have, and I mentioned this in a video, I think it was yesterday, that we don't have. So make sure you know those holidays, because government agencies will be closed and you don't want to be there when there's a backlog, when there's a problem. But I do want to quickly, before we log off, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Please like this video. And like I said, turn on the notification bell. We're coming back tomorrow with another live. I have a couple topics. I'm not certain what that's going to be, but I'll share it between tonight and tomorrow. But I do want you to see the requirements for Mexican residency right now. And it usually changes I think we'll find out about it either in December or the top of the year. And so, you know what? Let's go to the consulate. That's what we'll do. We'll go to the consulate's website page and pull up exactly the process to find the application and what they're saying are the requirements right now. So we're going to go to the consulate page. And then go to the website, and then just quickly go through what the requirements are. So yep, okay, you can see it. Perfect. Okay. I'm glad you got it, Kevin. Perfect. Let's just quickly go through this page, and I'm gonna do this probably in like 2 minutes. So give me 2 minutes, and if I could get back, there we go. So let's go. You'll see here, hopefully you can see that you could either read it in Spanish, Espanol, or English. We're going to quickly go to English. We are on the consulate's website for Nueva York. But if you just Google the consulate in your state, you'll get something that looks very similar. So what we want to go to is visas for foreigners, but this says Relaciones Exteriores. So exterior relations of Mexico. And I thought I picked English though. I did. Okay, visas for foreigners. And so it tells you for New York, effective October 2022, you must schedule an appointment before you can request a visa. Well, that was happening before then. To schedule an appointment, now you can call to schedule, or you can visit this website. It is not possible to schedule an appointment via email. Whenever there's a website, that should be your first line of defense, because I'm telling you, nobody wants to answer a phone anymore, and you may not be able to understand the person on the other end. Even if they speak English, the accents, because they have to be bilingual to work in these offices. And so their accents could be extremely thick. So let's just quickly go down to the general requirements. And then I'm going to go to the appointment website just so you can see it. So the general requirements: on the day of your appointment, you must present the following: a complete application. So you could download the PDF version in Spanish/English or English, You need a valid passport. You need one photo, passport size, with white background in color without glasses. I had two just in case. I said, listen, if they take my stuff to the back and end up losing my picture, I'll have another one ready to just bam, pull it out. I just was over prepared. You need the consular fee of $53 US, and depending on type of visa, please present the required documents. So we're just going to go to temporary resident visa. These are other types of visas that you can get for students. A permanent visa. Usually permanent visas are only allowed for people who are of, retirement age. They even if you meet the financial requirements, they tend to only give permanent resident to certain classes. So let's just look at the temporary residency, and then is this showing? Let me just make sure. Yep, it's pulled, it's there. So let's get back to that. Hold on a second. And it tells you temporary visa. Oh, did I do student? Did I pick students? Hold on, sorry, I thought I picked resident. Temporary visa. There we go. Yeah, here we go. Sorry. So this type of visa is for you if you want to live in Mexico for more than 180 days in less than 4 years, and you're not planning to be employed in Mexico. The general requirements, you need the application, I would say in English, unless you're fluent in Spanish, valid passport in original, and you need a photocopy. That's right. And take a color photocopy just to avoid any issues. Some places want color, some places want black and white. I mean, most places that have a problem will say it's not in color. So you want it in color. Your valid US visa and one photocopy if you have a visa versus, the passport. And then these forms usually don't apply to most of us. You need the one photo, passport size, with the white background in color without glasses, and the $53 fee. And then if you're going for if you're trying to establish that you can be a resident based on your economics, that you won't be a drain on the country, you can get either an employment letter if you're planning to work remotely while living in Mexico. The letter must indicate that you have permission to work from abroad, or you can show that either your savings or your income will support you. So the last 6 months of pay stubs with a minimum income of now this is for this year, it's going to change next year, for $4,200 each month, or your last 12 months of bank statements with a minimum balance of $70,000 in it. Now, I will say this. They don't mention here that you can also use, if you have retirement, so if you have a 401k, 403b, brokerage account, stocks and stuff like that, that is all part of your banking statements. It's not just you go to your local bank and this is what I have in my savings. It's all of your assets, your money assets, not houses and all of that. But if you have stocks, if you have, 401k, if you have pension is really for retiring, but that's included as well. You can also get married to a Mexican and then apply for family unification. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.